what's been so exciting about this year is having it all come together in this way, because if you think about the past of the Sockers, it was dotted with superstars.
Chance in front. Here's Uncle scores!
When I first got here, I didn't know the history of the Sockers. I'd only heard about it, and being here and kind of becoming part of this group and getting to know a lot of the legends when they come around and hang out, I got to get the whole story.
Growing up in San Diego, born and raised, I'd heard of the Sockers. I went to games in the early 2000s, late 90s when I was in high school, and was a Sockers fan growing up.
Sockers get it anyway. V wide open. Played up to V. Nice return. It's a shot. Score for Yankee! And amazingly, the mystique is still alive. The San Diego Sockers are once again the MISL champions.
I used to go watch the Cosmos, you know, those days, and the Sockers was definitely a household name that everybody knew about.
And Julie V was a superstar. He was a player that people knew in multiple countries. Brian Quinn, a player, you know, his numbers hung up now, but he was a star in this city, and around the country people knew who Brian Quinn was.
The Sockers were the first soccer brand I ever knew. Growing up, we didn't have Major League Soccer. I didn't follow European soccer, or South American soccer, or Mexican soccer, so the first name I ever heard was the San Diego Sockers.
I consider the Sockers like, when you talk about basketball and you think about the Bulls from the 90s when Michael Jordan was there.
The San Diego Sockers are the New York Yankees of the Indoor Soccer League. Young players in this franchise understand, you know, the crest that they're playing for means a lot.
The shot is wide. It's off the end wall. The San Diego Sockers have won the ISL championship.
The fans are incredibly knowledgeable about the game. They know what the organization has done in the past, so any player that comes here needs to understand that the crest weighs heavy.
You look in the rafters, look at the championships that are won. There's some extra weight that comes with this jersey. It's pretty amazing. Like, the Sockers were like the first big name in soccer in the United States, and it's pretty cool to wear this jersey.
Those legends who don the classic yellow and blue jerseys come around every so often to remind new players and fans they still have some game left.
You know, every year we invite our alumni back on this day for the alumni game, and they get the chance to put on their boots and run around at halftime. But we have legends around at games. They're always welcome. And so this won't be the first time Brian Quinn has come to see the Sockers play this year. That door is always open to these guys, and they're jazzed because every time people talk about the Sockers, they're not just talking about the old players and the glory days. They're tying the old with the new once again.
One of these players was seven-time champion forward Paul Wright. He was honored by the retirement of his number 3 jersey by the organization he grew up watching.
I grew up here in San Diego. I went to Grossmont High School, and so for me to continue my career and end up here playing here in front of my home fans and family and friends, that was just amazing.
The nice thing with Paul is he kind of bridged the gap between the old generation and the new generation a little bit. I think he's the only player that won championships in the 80s and the 90s and in the 2000s.
He's come to San Diego 3 times. He's won 7 championships in 3 tours, a career that spanned 25 years.
Paul and I got drafted from the Sockers out of high school, 1987. He went to Grossmont High School, I went to Southwest High School. Very skillful player, very good shot, but the thing that set him apart, I would say, was his speed. Nobody can match up the speed that Paul had.
As a young player coming into the indoor game, he was one of the main guys I looked up to into that locker room, and he's a fantastic guy, good friend of mine now, and you know, everything he gets, he deserves.
It's very fitting to be wearing these jerseys tonight on his night of retirement. This is where he started his career in these uniforms.
It's special, like I said, to wear that jersey is so special, and I've always wanted to have that number 3 on that jersey, and I wanted to represent it as best as I could.
Even at age 42, when he hung him up, Paul could still dice up guys on the field. I don't think you'll ever see a greater combination of speed and swagger than Paul Wright.
The organization takes care of their players, and they remember what the players have done for the organization too, and the sacrifices that they've made. So it definitely speaks volumes of the imprint that he left behind in the club and in the hearts of the fans.
MASL has real history. Major League Soccer is building that history over time, only 20 some odd years old. The MASL has that, and there's no greater honor as a player than to have your number retired.
At the end of the career, if you get to put your jersey in the rafters, it's very special, and I'm really, really happy for Paul.
Something that I've dreamt about for years, and to actually have it come to fruition and be here tonight, it's just overwhelming. Just really happy for it.
The new Sockers regime has attracted a fan base both young and old, recalling the glory days of the 80s and 90s by adding 4 more championships since their return in 2009.
I mean, you heard about the Sockers and championship glory, and then you join a team in the first year, they win the championship. You go, okay, but then to go for another, and then a third, which was an undefeated season, to win 48 consecutive matches and set the U.S. professional team sports record, and to finish that off with a 4-peat. And then when Landon Donovan came aboard, it just opened the cupboard wide to get all new eyes in on the team, get new awareness, get new excitement, and the buzz this year has been completely different.
You can feel the vibe of the city coming back. I mean, Landon has certainly helped that, but we've been winning and kind of growing that.
Expectations and the standards are definitely higher, and the fans reward that when they see it.
People want to win, and they want to be a part of something that matters in the city, so hopefully we can bring that to them.
Turned in on the rebound, and that is Landon Donovan.
Don't tell my coach, but I would do it for free. This is like me doing what I love more than anything in the world. And to do it at a high level in front of this city and these fans in this arena, it's special.
That's gone in either way. Brian Farber